Parkour originally was developed in France 16 years ago by a group called the Yamakasi.
Parkour is the discipline of efficient movement.
Well, I'm not really an active person at the moment. I mean, as I grew up, I used to play football a lot. I used to do kickboxing for years, and now what I really do is rock climbing, but I'm not particularly active. I just tend to go out and get drunk. Never really seen it before in the flesh. I've seen it on TV and films and that kind of thing, so it looks pretty cool. So I just thought, give it a go, could be a bit interesting, bit of an experience, have a shot, see what happens.
Parkour was developed in a suburb of Paris called Nice, but it was also partly developed in the nearby forest. So parkour, although it mainly focuses on the urban environment, it can easily be used or kind of translated into a rural environment.
Parkour is not an extreme sport. Sport is competition, whereas in parkour you're only competing against yourself. It doesn't matter what the person next to me, how good they are at getting over this wall, or how quickly or how fluidly they do it. I have to measure myself against myself. And so the basics of parkour are very focused, and it's much more of a martial art. The first thing we learned was how to roll. The difference between a parkour roll and a gymnastics roll is that a gymnastics roll is like a forwards roll. It's straight over your head. In parkour, where you're often outside on concrete, if you do this, you're likely to hit your head or catch your spine. Well, when you take impact from your legs from landing from a jump or a vault, even not very high ones, you can damage your ankles, your knees, or all your joints in your body. And even if the damage isn't immediate, if you land wrong, you can, over time, you just ruin your joints. The wall spin, it's an advanced technique, but if you've got the right mindset and you're dedicated and you practice it, then it shouldn't be difficult to learn. When learning a new movement or technique, often people find they will get right up very close to doing the move, and then their body will just pull them back and stop, and we call this the block. And it's your mind telling your body that it's dangerous what you're about to do and you could hurt yourself. And so you learn to overcome this block by doing a smaller version of the move, or going through the technique of the move and just getting comfortable with it.
You're going into a perfect. So annoying.
I've encountered some really difficult times, namely the wall.
So you got it?
Achieving the wall spin is something that I'm really proud of.
Yeah, you got it now.
Get it.
The wall spin itself achieves nothing. In a parkour sense, it's useless, and therefore you wouldn't use it. In a parkour sense, it's useless. It's useless. It's useless. there is no right or wrong way to get past an obstacle. You'd put yourself in like a little scenario in your mind that if you're being chased by a tiger, for example, the way you escape from the tiger is parkour. And so you wouldn't necessarily pull off a backflip or a wall spin, because the tiger would just catch up to you and it would eat you.
The real world parkour and TV parkour, they're quite different. On TV you see them doing the flips, the spins, jumping left, right and centre, and the real stuff is not like that. It's a lot more disciplined, it's a lot more involved philosophically than aesthetically, if you like. The group's camaraderie really holds you together. They really encourage each other, they help each other out, and they think about what they're going to do with each other. It's different to what I expected it to be. It's really good. With the wall spin from the start, I found it really frustrating to do. Trying to overcome the whole block thing was something I've never encountered before. It was really difficult to overcome, and even though it's not essentially real parkour, if you like, I'm still proud that I managed to achieve a move that I thought was nigh on impossible from the start, but I managed to do it. Over the past few weeks learning this, so far I've learned to roll, I've learned to land, I've learned a couple of vault techniques, and I learned the wall spin. I really appreciate the parkour a lot more for what it is now. Seeing it on TV, they make it look easy, they make it look so simple and just free-flowing. When you're trying to do it for real, it's a lot harder, it's a lot more disciplined, and there's a lot more to it.